For the third strategy, we are requested to use level strategy in fulfilling the minimum demand combined with subcontract. With the information given, we have to see which month have the minimum demand. In this case is February. There is a demand of 80 units, and then we have to calculate how many workers are needed to fulfill the 80 unit demand. Now we are going to calculate the third strategy cost using Excel, and because the strategy said that we have to use level to fulfill the minimum demand, we have to calculate the workers needed first for fulfilling the minimum demand. So, number of workers equals to minimum demand, which is in February, times the hours needed for 1 unit, divided by working hours times the working days in February. Don't forget, we have to round it up. Because the assumption on the example, we have to round up the number of worker and production unit and also the overtime unit. Now we got 3 workers. Because currently there are 4 workers, so we have to lay off 1. If it is 5 workers, then you have to hire 1. So it depends of number of workers in fulfilling the minimum demand. After that, we can calculate the regular production using 3 workers. Oh, sorry. Three workers times the working hour times the working days divided by the production time and round it up. I'm locking the cell so we can copy paste it to another cell. This is the regular production, and then we can calculate the unit needed, much like the second strategy, demand minus the beginning inventory or the ending inventory of previous month. And then copy. After the unit needed and regular production have been calculated, so we can calculate for subcontract and then inventory. Inventory is still the same, that if the regular production is larger than unit needed, there is inventory. But if the regular production is lesser than unit needed, there's no inventory at all. It's like this, there is no inventory, but there is subcontract. Why? Because the regular production is lesser than unit needed, so we need subcontract to fulfill the unit needed. In this example, the subcontract capacity is limitless, so we can use many or so many or infinite unit to fulfill the demand. Okay, for February there is inventory because the regular production is larger than unit needed, but we don't need to do the subcontract, and the layoff only happened in January. And then for March there's need a subcontract, April and May, it is also need for subcontract. So if we go for subcontract, there is no inventory in the current month. After all the production unit has been calculated, so we can calculate the cost. For regular cost, you have to remember we use 3 workers now to fulfill the demand, and times the working hours times the days times the regular time costs or regular working hour costs. And if we want to copy it across May, you have to log some of the cells. In subcontract cost, it's a lot more easy. Just subcontract for per unit cost times the number of unit that you are going to subcontract. Inventory cost also. And then for layoff costs, we lay off 1 worker because we only need 3. So the layoff also counted into the cost and being calculated with the total for level strategy with minimum demand using subcontract. It's 36,368. How do you think this strategy works? The cost, is it higher or lower than the previous 2 strategies that we have calculated? In the next video, you are going to discuss chase strategy for aggregate planning. It is the last strategy that is requested in the example. See you on the next video.